That started that year of U17. I was nowhere I wanted to be, so I took it for myself to just say, like, okay, it's on me now. So I started training every day, a week and a half, to play with players you've never met before in your life. Different languages, like 10 different languages in one team. And he was saying, yeah, they're gonna offer you a contract. And I remember it was like, I didn't even believe it. It felt like so unreal. It popped immediately. And as soon as it happened, I knew like something was bad. It was really like the highest of highs to the lowest of lows. I cried for a while, and it was terrible. But then I flipped the switch and just saying, it is what it is now, and I gotta just deal with that.
Welcome to the Winners Club podcast. I'm your host, Bryce Wilson, and today I'm here with professional soccer player for FC Dallas, Tarik Scott. Tarik, thanks for being here.
Of course.
So we're going to get into your mindset and also what it's like being a professional athlete. But first, I want to hear about your journey to become a professional athlete. So let's go back to the beginning. Where are you from, and when did you start playing soccer?
So I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and I moved here when I was like really, really young. So obviously my parents big on soccer and football, being that they're from Jamaica, both of them are. So my dad has always been, that's always been a sport, and from a young age he put me and my brother and we started training, playing games, all that kind of stuff since I was about 3 years old. And from then on, I've been in love with the game. I eventually got to the academy, where I've been for the last 5 or so years, just playing and being at the top of my age group in terms of goals and all that stuff.
At 13, you won the Dallas Cup.
Yeah.
So tell us about that experience. How was that?
It was great. You know, you always, that's one of the dreams for like young guys, especially that first year in academy. Like all the other age groups, they win something every year. And that's the Dallas Cup. It's like the biggest thing for us here. And our group that year was really dominant. We won like every game in our league. And we were with the mindset, obviously we had a good coach, Peter Lucine, he played in Europe, and he was obviously a hard coach on us. We finished with like a plus 20 goal differential.
Easy. It was an easy tournament?
Pretty much, yeah, for the most part.
And then what about the next year you had the Bayern Cup overseas? Was that more difficult competition?
Definitely, for sure. It was a really like eye-opener, especially that first game. We got it handed to us against Bayern, whooped us 3-0. Yeah, it was we're eye-opener right there, and then quick turnaround to play Juventus like 30 minutes later. We took the loss on the chin, and we came back and won the finals of that tournament. So.
How do you think you did that? Come back from 3-0 loss the first game to winning the whole thing?
The first game I wasn't satisfied with the way I played, and then in other games I wasn't satisfied with the way I played either. But that finals game, I came on as a sub, and scored. We were down 2, I scored and got the assist, and then I ended up scoring the winning penalty. So definitely a highlight of my tournament was being able to come in clutch for my team after not being able to perform for them for other games.
Man, you're talking about goal scoring, and for the U17 MLS Next Cup, you were the Golden Boot winner.
Yeah.
So this is now your time to be humble. What do you think led to winning that Golden Boot?
That year was very hard for me. That started that year of U17. I was nowhere I wanted to be. Everyone was like getting called up to camps, and I see everybody just progressing so fast, and I just felt stagnant. So I took it for myself to just say, like, okay, like it's on me now. So I started training every day, doing ball work drills, like tightening up everything I wasn't good at and mastering everything that I was okay at. And from then on, I just saw a bunch of increase in there from getting more opportunities. And then that rest of that year of just treating every game as if it's like, it's my last, like I want this contract, but I'm gonna show them that like, I want this now. So that led to me scoring 4 goals in 3 games and getting that cup and earning that boot.
You definitely think the work outside of just team training is what led to that and helped you?
100%.
And that even paid off into the 2022 Bayern World Squad. They picked 20 U19 players out of thousands of players all over the world, and they selected you. So how was that experience?
It was great. Obviously, it was amazing seeing all the different cultures, different styles of play, and just seeing the depth of what it takes to play in that type of league.
And it was just a couple of days, but I bet it's like one of the most intense couple of days of your life. Like, what did you learn through that experience?
Just how fast it is, because it was pretty much a short camp. We have about a week to play with players you've never met before in your life. Different languages, like 10 different languages in one team, trying to just find like middle ground and being able to play together and maximize your abilities in the little time you have. It was really hard for the first couple of days to really like get integrated into it, but once you see like players like seeing why they're there and the skill that they have, it makes you feel more comfortable like in saying, okay, I'm here for a reason too. And just saying, okay, this team plays this way, what can I do to combat that? And just think on the fly and being adaptive to it.
Yeah, what do you think was the biggest takeaway?
The biggest takeaway is obviously, I was there for a reason. That's the biggest thing is confidence, because that's probably the main thing that's going to hold many young athletes back is just saying, okay, I'm here, but why? But it's more of just, I'm here. Like, take advantage of why you're there.
Yeah.
Because you were chosen for a reason. So that's what I did. And once I was like, okay, I'm here, that's what I did. And I took every day as with that mentality.
Did you get to meet any Bayern Munich players?
Yeah, I met Musiala. I met the head coach, Julian Nagelsmann, Davies.
Nice. Is that one of your favorite players too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. Did you get a conversation with him or just shake his hand?
I got a conversation with the head coach, and then we were training pretty much like a field away from them. So they would like finish their practice and come watch us for a little bit, which was like crazy. So seeing like Navari and all those guys, I was like, this is crazy. Sane and all those guys.
And then you got back, you played with the North Texas SC team, and in your debut, you scored 2 goals. So like, for anybody who's looking to do that, score 2 goals on a debut, what's some advice you can give them? Like, what do you think led to that?
To be honest, I have no idea. It was more just, I was the coach, he like showed me favor, just saying like I wanted to get better. And a lot of the coaches, it was hard for the young guys coming up because they just see you as like a kid. And like you're trying to like make your way to the team, but it's kind of, you feel like there's a bias. But with him, he was very upfront and he lets you know like, it's there for you, you just got to earn it. And regardless of age, like you're going to play if you're good enough. And he was on me and a couple of the other young guys because he wanted the best for us. So giving us that opportunity, I just wanted to take the most of it for all I could. And I just played with confidence and being able to read the game and using the pointers that he taught me, I was able to score 2 goals from that.
So you weren't nervous like going into that game? Of course you're like excited.
For sure.
What was your mentality going into the game?
Yeah, it was definitely jitters because like I started off on the bench and it's like, okay, like even if I don't like play this game, I got rostered, which is a great start. And then just hearing him say like, call for me, and, like through the earpiece, and he's saying, okay, go, you're about to go in. So my heart was like racing, I was jittery. And then I get into the game and I was like, okay, I started feeling it out. And then once the jitters went away, I could just play the way I want to play.
And after just a couple months, you achieved your dream goal. Every kid's dream goal once they play soccer is signing that pro contract. So just take us through that day. What were your thoughts when you signed that pro contract?
It was crazy. I was in class and I remember getting the call from my agent, and he was saying, yeah, they're gonna offer you a contract. And I remember just like, I didn't even believe it. It felt like so unreal. I was in the hallway for like 10 minutes just calling my family and telling them like, okay, they're offering a contract. And then obviously going through the next like month or so of just having to keep it under wraps while they're negotiating everything. And then being able to tell my friends again, because these are guys that I played with since I was like 10 years old, 11 years old. So being able to just tell them and just be comfortable with my guys, telling them like, okay, like I earned this now, and it feels good to just be able to take that breath back and just not have to worry, because like, you know, now I can take that next step and continue my journey as a pro player, so it's nice.
I know it's getting good, but before that, here's a word from our sponsors. Improving your mindset is one way to get an edge on your competition, but another major way is improving your nutrition. Some eating patterns and foods can cause you to feel drained, lose muscle mass, and even increase your risk of injury, while eating other foods can give you more energy, help you recover faster, and prevent injury. But it seems like there's a new fad popping up every week. So how are you supposed to know what you're supposed to eat? Well, you don't have to, because there's sport dietitians who will give you personalized guidance on what's best for you and your performance goals. And a sport dietitian that I personally recommend is Anna Phobel. Anna is a local nutritionist in the Dallas, Texas area who's worked as the lead nutritionist for Division I athletics programs at the University of Florida in Louisville. Start working with Anna Phobel today. The link to her website will be in the description. And tell her I sent you. Was it bittersweet that you signed the pro contract, but then realizing you had the hard work ahead of you? Like, what was that first preseason couple trainings like?
In all honesty, it's kind of slow to get into it, because all the guys, you know, like they're seasoned veterans, so they took advantage of the preseason. They come in, and obviously the coaches are like, they're gonna start in slow. But obviously me and Nolan, we were like ready, because we see it all the time. Like we feel the way how high level it is. So we're going in, we're coming off of a national team camp, we're confident and all this stuff. And it's the first couple of days we're like, okay, like when does it start to pick up? Because we're just ready to play. And then it was slow, and then like one day it just snapped, and everything was so fast paced. And then before we knew, we were in Spain, and everything was even faster, and it was just crazy to have to keep up, but it was still good for the most part.
Was it difficult? How did you build your confidence up to be able to feel like you deserve to be there?
To be honest, and honestly, I didn't for that, because I was going to build it up later in time, but obviously I didn't, because I got injured. But I left a lot on the table before obviously I got hurt. But it's just a new mindset to go next year with it, saying like I don't know what's going to happen, so I have to take every day with that confidence that I have.
And we can talk about that. You It's a couple months out from your highest high, signing the pro contract. You might have reached your lowest low of your career, or tearing the ACL. So, how did that happen, and what were your initial thoughts when that happened?
I remember, so we were in Spain, obviously, for our preseason match, our first preseason match in Spain, second of the year. And it's been a move that I do all the time. I'm athletic, so I can jump pretty high too. So the ball is coming over my head, and it's just simple. I just jump up to try to flick it on, and then instead of like stopping and landing and slowing myself down, I just push off and run immediately. So with this one, the field was kind of like, it was like a sand soil, so it was kind of a different texture, obviously. And when the ball was going up, I lost track of it, and I was off balance. And then all my weight came down on my right knee, and then like bent backwards and deep hyperextension. And as soon as I like felt it, like it popped immediately. And as soon as it happened, I knew like something was bad. I've had the thing before of like hyperextending it, but it was different, and it didn't hurt at all either. So I knew it was like even worse. So I remember just grabbing my knee on the sideline, just crying. I was like, it's bad. I tore it. And the trainer's coming up to me. They're doing a hands-on test, and they can't tell me what it is because they don't know, so they're not allowed to. But I remember them just shaking their head and saying like, it's not looking good. And then getting stretchered off and having to call my parents, call my girlfriend. It was just brutal. And then staying there obviously for another week, seeing all the guys training, going through their daily routines of games and all that stuff. It was really like the highest of highs to the lowest of lows. So it was tough.
They didn't fly you home or anything? Like you just had to sit there with the cast or whatever and just watching them?
They were talking about sending me home earlier, but I didn't want to.
Okay.
I wanted to be with the guys, just to experience like what I had left, because I didn't know what was ahead of me. So obviously they took care of me though. I was rehabbing every day while I was there, getting like the muscle in my knee to just relax a bit. And then they obviously flew me back first class. So it was good for them. That was nice on them for doing that for me. But yeah, it was unfortunate obviously, but it was good just to be around my guys for a little bit before I came back.
And at the moment, you kind of might have knew that you might be missing most of, or if not all of your first pro season. So like, how'd you get over that thought? Like throughout the next few weeks, how'd you get through that?
I didn't. It was just taking it as it was and just saying, okay, I'm not going to play, but we'll see how soon I can get back. And then so I just took that every day of just working harder and taking every day as it's like my last day, like before I can get cleared. Pushing as much weight as I can, doing as much as I can on my own with trainers, rehab, everything I can. So I had to change the mindset of like, I cried for a while, it was terrible, but then I flipped the switch and just saying, it is what it is now, and I got to just deal with that. Yeah, how did you maintain that discipline to keep doing the rehab exercises and maintain that hope that eventually this is going to be over? Just seeing my guys out there every day. The Texas heat was ridiculously brutal. So just seeing them out there just training hard every day, trying to just get these points on the road, get these points at home, to get these playoff contention. It just pushed me every day, especially seeing Nolan out there too, because it was supposed to be me and him out there trying to make our mark on the team. And seeing him just work, I was like, okay, like I got to do whatever I can now. So coming next year, I'm right there. Yeah, so you're healed now, you're back. What are your goals for next season? I imagine you had a lot of time to think about it and place your intentions. So what are your goals for next season? Obviously next season, I want to be straight into the first team inclusion. They like told me the plan, and it's a matter of like how much I want to earn it, and I want to be in the team. So I want to be obviously in the first team and then make my mark. Obviously I know there's got to some ground I got to take up, but I want to finish with, I have some goals in my contract that I want to finish off of, getting at least a certain amount of goals and assists between me and my brother. Obviously we have our dual goals too. That's what we want to do for each other. But yeah, I want to make my mark in the team as soon as possible and earn that starting position as soon as I get back. So I bring us to the present day. So that was a bit about your story. Now we can hear about your mindset. So first off, are there any practices you do to take care of your mental health, or like how do you deal with the highs and lows of your sport? God, I'm deep in my Christian faith now. I've been a Christian my whole life, but it's more of just knowing God was there rather than knowing Him in my heart. So for these past couple months, I've really taken the steps to really know Him for myself, and it's been amazing. Just like how much more calm I feel, how much more peace I am with just the way things are, and just being content with what I have now, because I know the plan He has, whatever it is, there's going to be a prosperous end to it. So how did your faith help you through that like injury period? It was all I had. Because a lot of times where you just wake up in the middle of the night and it's just no one else is there to like to talk to, and it's just you and Him, and it's a matter of just saying, okay, like He wants this relationship with me, so let me see what I can do. And I just took the steps and started reading my Bible more, being more in time with prayer, being one with Him, and it was just amazing how fast like it worked, just to be able to just breathe again and smile again, and be able to laugh and enjoy myself to the fullest.
Yeah. Do you incorporate your faith into your pregame routine? Like, what's your go-to pregame routine?
Pregame, it's been a while since I played a game.
What do you typically usually do?
Usually I'm listening to music pretty much the whole time up until the game time to warm up. And then before I say a prayer. And then I have my bracelets on that are like scriptures and just words of empowerment. And I go and just read those, and come game time, I'm just locked in, ready to go.
Isn't one of your bracelets one from your brother? You still wear that before games? So what's the significance of that?
It's just like our relationship. He's been a role model for my entire life. Since we were kids, I've always looked up to him, and he's been just the gold standard for me of what I want to be. And surprisingly, I don't know how, but he got me this when I was like 10 years old, 11 years old, and it's still holding up. So
you wear it every day?
Yeah, every day.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Throughout your career, you've played with Bayern teams and had Bayern coach, and also the FC Dallas you've had played with and against great competitors. So what's some biggest lessons you've learned from either the competitors you play against, either the top coaches that you've had? What's some lessons you've learned from them?
Just being able to, I guess competitor-wise, just being able to read the game. Because you go into a meeting and have all these kinds of tactics of what you want to do, what the game plan is, but when you're on the field, you have to adapt. And it's at the highest level, it's going to be fast. It's going to be way faster than you don't have the time to be able to think. So you have to just see trends in the defender's game and just utilize that and attack that, because you're not going to have time to overthink, because once you do, the ball's gone already. And then for the coaching standpoint, it's just being coachable. Because a lot of guys, they'll hear the coach say one thing and it's not what they want to hear, so they turn off and they won't hear it. But every coach has a reasoning and every coach has their plan for you. So, I mean, obviously sometimes you might not agree with it, but for the most part, I was lucky enough to have two really good coaches throughout my academy career that sometimes I didn't listen to some coaches. I'm going to be honest, some coaches I didn't listen. And honestly, I'm thankful I didn't listen to one of them, because I doubt I'd be here right now. So it's a matter of just hearing you can hear what you want to hear at the same time, but be open to what the plan is. And if you're confused, get insight of why, because that's the main thing. You don't want to be told blindly. So understand why, understand the why of why they're wanting to do this. It really helps your game out.
Yeah, talk about that, because not every coach is the greatest. So if you would advise a player that has maybe a coach that's not the best, or he has two different coaches, how do you determine what to take and what not to take?
I'd say just at the same time, ask why, and then go between, if you're not comfortable with talking to one coach, talk to the other, but always maintain a level of respect, because you may not agree with him at something, but at the end of the day, he's a coach, and whether you like it or not, he's going to dictate playing time. So always listen and take it to what you want to, even though you don't want to hear some things, try to analyze why, okay, he said this for what reason. If you don't agree with it, come back to him. And at the end of the day, if you don't agree with it, work on what you feel you need to work on most. And then utilize that, because at the end of the day, you're going to have one thing that sets you apart from other players to take you to the next level. So if you can utilize what you have to take you to the next level, then maybe you can bypass what your coach is saying.
But outside of the game, I heard you like anime. So, so what do you like to do when you're not playing soccer? How do you relax and let loose?
Yeah, definitely. If my girlfriend's in town, I'll hang out with her pretty much the whole time she's here until she goes back to college. But I'm definitely big on anime, One Piece, JJK, Jujutsu Kaisen, you don't know, My Hero, Demon Slayer, all that stuff. I finished Demon Slayer, so I'm obviously still reading One Piece and watching One Piece.
Isn't it 1,000 episodes or something like that?
Yeah, 1,000, close to 1,100s now. But yes, it's really relaxing, just being able to just take a break from it all and just sit on the couch and watch some Straw Hats take on the Pirates. It's good to just relax and just get away from it also.
How does that help you as a soccer player? Or is it just that you need that balance of just not thinking about soccer 24/7?
Yeah, you definitely need a balance. There's some guys that say soccer, eat, sleep, breathe soccer, but that could get you burnt out. And that's the last thing you want, is to be playing burnt out, because you're not going to be motivated, you're not going to be to where you should be at. So you definitely need to be able to have a space away from it, but a healthy space, obviously. You don't want to be gone for too long, but keep a good balance to where you're not just doing this 24/7, but you still have that passion and hunger to be doing it 24/7.
Yeah. And you spoke earlier about extra training. Is there any way you get an extra edge on your competitors, whether that's sleeping, nutrition, extra workouts? How do you get that extra edge?
Definitely, ball work drills is the main thing for me, because I wasn't the most technical player. And I just did ball work drills every day, cone drills, getting a feel for the ball. If it's just dribbling randomly for 30 minutes, that's what I did. But obviously nutrition is good too, and working out. Didn't take the full advantage of my nutrition earlier, and obviously working out too, which is part of the main reasons that I ended up tearing my ACL. So I would definitely say working out, and just if you feel that your game is lacking cerebrally and intellectually, watch film, watch strikers. If you're lacking technically, go outside and just kick a ball around. I mean, the more you get a feel for the ball, you may not really realize it, but once you're in the game, it's just going to come naturally. And just having that muscle memory to touch the ball around and being able to maneuver it how you want to maneuver it.
You seem like you have a great, well-rounded mindset, but if you had to pick like one mental weakness that you've had to work throughout your career or something you're still working on, what do you think that would be?
Because I've overcome a lot. Obviously, I used to have like crazy passion issues. Like I'd be ridiculous. I don't know how my teammates put up with me. I'd be crazy on the field.
Too much enthusiasm, too much.
I'd be like, I couldn't control my emotions. So if I like got angry, they'd hear it from me like bad.
And so how did you control it now?
My coach, he'd always like bench me and like,
the hard way.
Yeah, I learned the hard way. But at the same time, I took a step back to realize, okay, like the same way I feel when I mess up, they feel that the same way. So having me like bark down their back about it, or having like me in their ears, not gonna help anything. It's just gonna make them either tank their confidence or tank their game. And at the end of the day, that's gonna only hurt me because they're the ones that could be playing with me.
Yeah.
So I had to just really take that step back and see them as, they're not just a person on the field, they're also like my brother. And they're gonna have to deal with me in the locker room, everywhere. So I wanna be able to have that good relationship with them. And obviously with my coaches too, I wanna have that respect factor because, I mean, they're dictating minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
You're going off on your teammates, not the competitors?
Everybody can get it.
All right, well, you've given us some great insights so far. Now we'll get into the final five. These are the final five questions I'd like to ask every athlete. So the first one is, what's the misconception about being a pro athlete?
The little things, growing up in the academy, like there's a lot of little stuff that you just go over and the coaches don't really care. But getting up there, it's tedious. Like every single detail, you could have a perfect game and you go in a meeting, they figure out like 10 different things you did wrong in the practice, did wrong in the game, and you're like, you didn't realize that you did it wrong. So I would say that, and also just the mindset. It's hard. Obviously for me, it was a little easier transition, being that I was in nonstop games for like the past 3 years, not really having a break. But it's easy to get burnt out, and at that level, a lot of the times you're gonna have like your lows. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're a pro athlete, you're getting paid, so you don't have the time to just take a break from it all. You have to have that mental fortitude to go in and take every day and earn your spot. Because at the end of the day, that's what you're there for.
Yeah. The second one is, what's the worst experience of your career that you can now look back at and laugh?
Worst failure? Definitely that loss to Bayern. Me and my teammates, we joke about it a lot. That first game was ridiculous. And even we went back to the States, obviously we had a similar experience. And at the moment, it's like, geez, what's going on? But looking back on it, it's like, yeah, that's crazy. It happened, but then we came back and we took over the tournament, and it was a learning experience that we took a lot from it, because now we know that also helped us going into games. It was like, okay, this team is big, but they're gonna go. Yeah. You don't have time to feel them out. You have to go in the first minute before they have time to come figure it out.
That was tough. That was the first game you played, and you realized the level. What do you think it was? Was it the level, the size? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely the level. They were smart. They weren't any. They had a couple really technical players, but they were just smarter than us. Obviously, it's a different. Obviously, America compared to Europe is a different style of play, but just the way they were moving off the ball was insane. We're just 14 and we're playing we're not playing kickball, but obviously we're trying to play pass and move, but it's more just pass, move. They're move, pass. Yeah. So it was crazy just seeing that.
Learn from them and won in the end. So
yeah.
And what's been the best memory of your career?
Probably that game, the finals where we won. It was crazy for me, confidence-wise, because I wasn't starting. I didn't start for a lot of the games, and I usually start for a lot. So it was a lot of my confidence to tank me down, but being able to go in with 20 minutes left and just provide for my teammates, and being able to just claim a tournament, an international tournament, and it was amazing for us.
You said you scored the game-winning PK?
Yeah.
How do you deal with nerves and taking those type of PKs, those situations?
I just take a deep breath and just choose my spot. I mean, at the end of the day, if he's gonna save it, he's gonna save it. Yeah. But as long as I know where I'm putting it, and I know the amount of power I'm putting it, and where I'm slotting it to where it's gonna be difficult for him to reach it, then I just do what I can with that. And if he saves it, then it's a great save.
And so you've already given some advice to the kids, but there's gonna be some young athletes watching this. If you had to give one piece of advice throughout your career that you could help them, what's one piece of advice you could give the young athletes that want to be in your position?
Definitely increase technicality. There's always going to be a player that's better than you technically. So I'd say always build that piece up, because people are going to notice how good you are on the ball, but it can't just be how good your dribbling is. You have to be able to receive a pass the ball, find people on the run. Just the more control you have over the ball is going to be monumental for you.
The last question is, how do you define the word winner?
Just personal goals. If you went to a game having your goals and you met those quotas, and yes, it's a team sport, but at the end of the day, you have to raise your market value, you have to earn your spot. So as long as you're doing what you plan to do in a game, then that's all you really have control over.